welcome to another video. In today's video, it's all my Super Strut projects. Make sure you stick around to the end to see 3 different Super Strut PV solar installations. So what you're looking at right now, this is my solar electric. There's my batteries, there's my combiner box, there's my breaker boxes. So this is basically just like my first incarnation of what this room will eventually all be, just solar. The breaker boxes will be on the other side. They're called telecom boards, but basically what they are is just painted plywood with fireproof paint. So, and the combiner box will be outside. So this is going to be changed around. There's going to be a wire way, but initially this is how I put my system together, and I connect these uppers with the little hook on the top. Now this was the first time I did this, and I opted to do these where this is cut to go under this, okay? Now, in other ones, I've gone up, and going up is better. You just get a much better stability because then you're pulling against this instead of just pulling it up against that. Once you have all the cross members and all the other stuff on there, it's fine, but it's just better. I'll show you one of those here in a second. Okay, so this is my solar installation, and then right over here is my furnace. Just a simple, rack that holds up my furnace. And, I had to use U-bolts to get the measurements, everything to get it exactly where I wanted it. But just super simple, easy. The handles on my door here are Super Strut. All right, I got a rack, shelf that goes all the way down there, all Super Strut. This shelf right here is being held up with Super Strut. It's got just some U-bolts there going through the board. Makes a perfect little shelf. Okay, now here's my desk. My desk is made out of Super Strut. The only place my desk touches the floor is the corners down there on the vertical that goes here and the vertical that goes there. And then here, there's just a cross member, and that's it. Now, my bed. My bed is also made out of Super Strut. There's bars going down the side, and then there's cross members, right? And then there's cross members across that with the little slab of 3/4 on top of that. Okay? Works freaking great. Love it. All right, now over here, I need to get a board for that, but there's a shelf. Here is how my Milwaukee pack out is affixed to the wall using Super Strut. My rack for my clothes affixed to the wall using Super Strut. This is my little gen shack. So there's Super Strut that's down in the concrete that comes up to hold all the electrical components. This is a gravity mount system. So I just have some, these are some custom cut boards, but they're about a 2x8-ish board that I had laying around. So I got one of those on each side. And then I've got 4 full-length pieces of Super Strut. And those are lag bolted into these beams. Those beams are just set on top of those to give them a little extra height on one side, and that's it. That's about the quickest, cheapest, easiest way you can install PV panels. Now, if you want a little more of a tilt on them and a little more advanced, then this is the way to go. So this is the same amount of panels, but just with the maximum tilt that I felt comfortable doing on top of a roof. Now this has been here for 3 years or something like that, and worked just fine and been hit with crazy winds, and it's just lag bolted through the roof down into blocks that are up underneath. That's it, nothing fancy. Now we'll go check out the fancy one. Okay, so here's the backside view of these. Now these are just super struts, lag bolted, and again, just putting big blocks underneath, so there's a plenty to lag bolt into. And then I just use the 90s, a 90 to a 90 and a regular nut and bolt to achieve all the angles that I wanted. Now this is my summer optimized, that's my summer optimized, this is just my generic, and this is my winter optimized. These are all temporary, they'll be completely different arrays eventually when this structure is complete. But we'll go down and look at the other side of this one now. All right, now I had to keep these up off the ground because I needed to be able to get over here to be digging this, so that's why these had to be off the ground. And it's worked perfectly. It got hit by some crazy wind that knocked over like a heavy desk that was just right over here. This gust of wind was crazy, right when I got these up. And all it did was it just like pop, I don't even remember where, but just one little thing I had to retighten it, and it was super fine, right? So nothing really came loose, but yeah, that's the way to go. Oh, hey, that needs to be tightened. Interesting. I haven't checked these in a long time. I typically check them on the roof every 3 or 4 months, but and somewhere back here, when I got all done, I actually had forgotten. I think this is the one, yeah, I had forgotten to put that in there, and I can't get a bolt, a nut, or a thing on the back of that, so yeah, that got left off. Again, there's just some big blocks behind there. And I built this wall specifically to hold this structure. So that wall is just got a lot of heavy duty stuff in it just to make it a giant heavy thing. So yeah, these have all worked for me perfectly. Super Strut. You should definitely freaking get into Super Strut. It is the coolest stuff to work with. All right, subscribe. Peace.